Hi guys, how'd you like my bullocks? Although I guess they're minotaurs, but that wouldn't be as funny to say. Anyway, I love getting free stuff and I love trying out new stuff. And I've been recently getting into a lot of green stuff world, dipping inks and intensity inks. And I wanted to try out their sort of like their normal acrylic paints as well as some chrome looking paints that I've recently seen. So I reached out to them to see if they want to send me any for me to try out in my videos as well. I'm a strong believer in if you don't ask, you don't get. So yeah, it's always worth asking companies for stuff because, well, a lot of the time they send you stuff. So yeah, as you can see, got a whole big range of paints here. Lots of lovely colours to choose from, which is pretty cool. I will leave links down below to to Green Stuff World. I'm not sponsored by them or affiliated links with them or any of that kind of stuff. It purely is a case of, yeah, they send me stuff, I use it, and yeah, I get to show you guys whether it's good, bad, or, well, or indifferent, I guess. So yeah, chrome paints, silver paints, metallic paints. Yeah, this is something I don't really use a whole lot of, and then I normally just chuck a wash over the stuff. But as you can see, yeah, a whole variety of different sort of metal sort of looking colours here. And I do like the old sort of the coloured ones there. But the ones I'm going to try out really today are their sort of their chrome looking ones, which just look absolutely amazing. And well, I want to see just how shiny they are. So I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to Green Stuff World for kindly sending me all these inks. But as you can see, even the box, the things have come in. Yeah, love the look of this. Obviously very reminiscent of getting Weetabix and that kind of thing as a kid, and they've been sort of colouring in bits on the box, and yeah, absolutely love it. So these, yeah, chrome paints. I don't think I've ever seen chrome paints before. Obviously I've seen the normal like metallic sort of looking paints, but for me, yeah, these ones just look, well, they look like they're going to be extra shiny and extra reflective. So that's what I thought I'd give a go. So to try and find something to print out, so obviously have a go at painting. And yeah, I've got to my good old place, my mini factory. And I love the look of these minotaurs by Across the Realms. Again, link down below, guys. Yeah, I've used quite a few bits and pieces from this chap, or chapess, or company, not too sure. As yeah, a lot of it is obviously sort of D&D themed, which is just awesome. So yeah, as usual, sticking with my Phrozen Mighty 8K resin printer. As this one's been set up in my little print area for well, a good couple of months now. And yeah, absolutely loving it. Say no failures so far, which is awesome. And this thing, yeah, almost straight out of the box, you can sort of obviously, well, get printing with it. As you can see, yeah, I cut the front off just so, well, so it would fit into my small little area. Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to take the lid off and on. So I've been using the Phrozen 8K resin for about the last couple of months, really. And yeah, absolutely awesome stuff. The only downside is sometimes the really small bits do look a little bit fragile. I say for definition, this, yeah, prints come out absolutely immaculately and a lot of definition. But I really wanted to try something a bit tougher as well. A lot of the miniatures I print off, I do play with. So yeah, I want them to be able to sort of take a bit of rough and tumble and not have sort of swords and small bits, well, break off. So yeah, trying this tough ABS-like, well, resin from Phrozen. Yeah, so prints, yeah, as always, printed out perfectly. And the great thing with these little minotaurs, yeah, they can pre-supported, which is just awesome. So these have been put in the wash station to remove any excess resin. And yeah, my little black pot there, got some warm water in it. And this just helps, obviously, get the supports nice and soft, so, well, they come off. And as you can see with this lovely, beefy, well, cow, yeah, lots of lovely definition in this thing. I say the shield. Love the shield on this. Very rarely you get to see shields with so much definition. But as you can see, yeah, the old supports here, they just come off a treat. And with the ABS-like resin, definitely more flex in, well, everything really, which is just great. But yeah, still keeps all the definition there. And I say, yeah, this chap is looking mighty fine, and he's got a brother here. And while I'm taking the supports off here, I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to all my lovely patrons for helping to sponsor the channel, which does mean that, yeah, this is now my full-time gig and absolutely loving it. Because it does mean that I get to spend a whole lot of time messing about, trying out new things, whether it's different types of paints, different types of resins, laser engravers, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, it can still feed me and my kiddies, which is awesome. So cheers, guys. So I have printed these guys off, well, a little bit bigger than they would normally be. And that's because I want these to be sort of like big bosses. So I printed them off a nice sort of size so I can stick these on a 50mm base, and you'll see that obviously at the end of the video. So yeah, again, love 3D printing because you just make things whatever size you want, which is just great. And say, yeah, these guys for end bosses, yeah, these are nice, big, beefy. So I do love anything that's got big muscles and bits of armor. So kind of like gladiator looking here. But yeah, absolutely love the sculpts on these chaps. So yeah, printed 2 off just because, well, I wanted to have 2 of them. Yeah, good old thing, Slapchop Painting. So painted or primed in a good old black, and then dry brushed with some whites. Yeah, so these will get some of the Green Stuff World dipping inks on them. But I say there's enough sort of metal bits here just for me to try out those chrome paints. As yeah, I did see them somewhere else and thought, oh, they look nice and shiny. I would love to give those a go. If you do like my videos, guys, it'd be great if you could hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, as obviously I am trying to grow this channel, and yeah, I would love to hit 100k subscribers, well, by the end of the year. So that's them done, and again, good old Slapchop style really does bring out the definition in all these people. So yeah, trying out these chromes. Yeah, so I never used them before, but they do look, well, extra shiny. And I'll have to admit, the screen doesn't really show just how shiny these are, as in reflective. Yeah, just did 1 coat with these, but it goes on lovely and thick, lovely and strong, rich pigment in there. But yeah, the glare on these, I couldn't quite see my face in this guy's shield, but certainly not far off. Obviously, I only have 1 light on when I'm painting, so what I should have done really was, I guess, get the light a bit nearer, just so you could see just how reflective this stuff is. Yeah, absolutely love it. And normally whenever I'm painting any kind of metallic paint, I'm always thinking at the very end I'm going to just chuck a wash over it, just to give it that sort of like bit more dirty look. But with this chrome paint, yeah, I didn't want to do any of that. Say, this stuff, you almost need to try it to believe it, just to sort of see just how shiny and reflective this stuff is. So yeah, that's why there's no wash over these. I've kept these guys looking, well, nice and pristine and clean, and yeah, very, very shiny. So Green Stuff World have 6 different chromes to choose from, but I'm just using 2 in this one. Good old gold and silver, and say, yeah, they really do, well, live up to the name of being chrome. Yeah, absolutely love them. Obviously not too sure when or where I would use them, but this is where it's always lovely to have a whole variety of different sort of looking paints. Say, typically when I paint stuff, I do like that darker, sort of grim dark sort of style. But yeah, again, I didn't want to sort of ruin these or make these not as shiny by chucking a wash on, so just left them as is. And yeah, so these Minotaurs, absolutely gorgeous looking things. So I wanted to do the chrome paints first, just because I was obviously super excited just to see how they've come out, and yeah, very impressed with them. And then the rest of the Minotaur, yeah, good old Green Stuff World dipping inks. Absolutely loving these now. I say, I've been using these, I don't know, a good 2-3 months now, and absolutely love how they go on, how they perform, and yeah, just everything about them really, which really is kind of strange in a way. As I say, I got these dipping inks, or tried them the first time, about 6 months ago. Never really got on with them because I found them too fluid. They were almost like too wet, too watery. But the more you use them and appreciate they are sort of like wet and watery, then you kind of get used to that fact. So obviously you load the brush up with a little bit less paint than you would normally. But this does mean they go on super well. They really do pull in all the nooks and crannies. And if you think the colour's like too light, yeah, you can go over it with a second coat. There's no problems with any sort of reactivation or any of that kind of stuff, which is just awesome. And the other big thing, I guess, definitely for me, because I am the kind of guy who likes value for money, yeah, these are so much cheaper than sort of the other brands that are out there, and do, well, a job that, in my opinion, is probably even better than anyone else out there. So yeah, loving these stuffs. And they do, obviously, as you can see, a whole variety of colours, which is just great. And one thing I will say about these ones as well, none of them are bad. Whenever I've used sort of contrast paints or the Army Painter speed paints, I've always found like 1 or 2 of the bottles, or colours that is, never performs as well as the others. That's one thing I can't say about the Green Stuff World dipping inks. All of their dipping inks perform exactly the same, which is just awesome. So yeah, it's really good. And the other big bonus, the black and the white with the dipping inks. Yeah, they are the best, I believe, out there. Or again, these are all my personal preferences, guys. And just to clarify, I am sent free stuff. I'm not told what to say or big them up or whatever. They all want me to give their honest opinions, or my honest opinion. So yeah, everything you will hear me say is, well, it's coming straight out of my mouth. And as you can probably tell, yeah, I don't do scripts. I just watch my video, waffle over the top, and yeah, blunder through. So this is what I'm saying about 2 coats. So with the brown, yeah, the first coat, it is sort of very light, so let it dry. Does dry nice and quick. And then, yeah, put a second coat over the top just to get, well, the desired effect. And again, that's the thing with painting. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We're all going to have different styles. We're going to have different likes. So something that I might do, and I rave over it and absolutely love it, you might think, oh, that's pants, and do something else, which is fine. There's so many printers, so many painters out there, painting in different styles. Whatever style you like, I'm sure you'll find a painter that does well, exactly what you want to do. So say, yeah, this was the black. Yeah, the black, again, it just goes on so well. And again, I think it's because it is really fluid, that it does really sort of, when it pulls, those areas are so much darker than the sort of raised areas where the paint's, well, it's a lot thinner. Again, I think this is where the dipping inks really sort of outshine a lot of the other people, because their paints are more fluid, which is just, well, say it's awesome. And again, say the black works perfectly, but so does the white, which is just great. Because something I have found with the other sort of, say, contrast paint, speed paints, or any of the ones I've tried, yeah, a lot of the time they do, well, they don't look quite how they look. The black can look almost like a greeny black, and the white, well, that almost has a bit of a grey, well, like a dark grey look to it. But as you can see here, yeah, their black looks black, the white looks white, which is just awesome. So yeah, obviously I did hold up the red paint there just to indicate that I had painted their little, I'm not sure what they are, they're little tuffles, little feathers, things in their helmet. Yeah, painted them red. So as always, yeah, using these sort of green stuff dipping inks doesn't take long to paint miniatures, which is just awesome. As it really does mean there's more time to, well, be playing games. And I say, as I am obviously printing out loads of miniatures, because I'm getting back into D&D, yeah, I am going to be printing and painting lots of things. Well, I say D&D, these are great because these can also be used in Hero Quest. That's why I've gone for the 50mm bases for these, and these are going to be like the big bosses. So all the bases I get from Fluid 3D Workshop. Again, link down below, guys. Absolutely a whole array of different kind of bases, whether they're clear ones like the ones I use, or your normal conventional black ones. Yeah, they've got you covered. Yeah, go check them out as well. So these dudes, yeah, absolutely love how they look. Again, I don't know if it shows as well as it looks in real life. This chrome paint is very reflective, which is just awesome. As I say, I love it on their shields, because their shields really are highly defined. So yeah, the ABS resin, yeah, there's some flex with this. Obviously not a lot, but then again, you don't really want it to be a floppy old sword. But yeah, the tough ABS Light Plus grey from Frozen, yeah, has worked an absolute treat here. I hope you enjoyed the videos, guys. Don't forget to leave some likes down below. Let me know what you thought about the video and what you might want to see me do in the future. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as yeah, say, I am trying to grow the channel and would love to hit that 100k subscriber mark. And can certainly do that with your help by, yeah, you guys just liking, sharing, subscribing, leaving comments, and yeah, say, if you, any way you can post it, get your friends, families, your auntie down the road, yeah, get all them involved as well. So yeah, big shout out, thank you to Green Stuff World for their lovely dipping inks, and to Frozen for their printer and the resin, and everything else that I've used in this channel. Check out the links down below. There are a couple of videos on the screen, guys. Give those a click, see more of what I do. And the video showing how I made this little display case, yeah, that'll be out soon as well, as I'm making several of these that are interlockable. Well, they have magnets, and yeah, a great way of storing and showing off miniatures. Okay, guys, you'll take care. See you in the next one. Bye for now.